In response to the Don't Say Gay bill in Florida, this is a recording of why homophobia must not be tolerated at all, and on why the LGBTQ plus community must be protected.
Makes sense.
My name is Zion Romero, and I'm here with my cousin Joey Sanchez.
Hello.
And we're here to talk about the LGBTQ community and how it affects others. First of all, I just want to say thank you, Joey, for being here.
Anytime.
Yeah. So let's just jump into it. So first of all, why is this community important to you?
Well, first, it's like a community that I belong to, but not just like personal belonging, but also a lot of really important people in my life. I think it's hard to explain or express, but like you can really find a community with others like you, in a queer community, and I don't know, it just creates like a sense of belonging and similarity and I don't know, understanding.
All right, that's perfect. What is the most valuable lesson that you have taken away from being a part of this community?
Most valuable lesson. Understanding how and having to stand up for myself and others.
So advocacy?
Advocacy, yeah.
Okay, self-advocacy and others. That's perfect. Where do you think you are the most accepted as an individual in this culture?
Most accepted as?
Yeah.
What do you mean? I'm a little bit
Where do you
confused on that
find acceptance as who you are versus
one. Oh, okay. Like outside of the community?
inside and within and outside?
Okay, within. Honestly, like within the community, generally pretty accepted.
Yeah.
There can be some weird stuff sometimes with like gatekeeping of others, or like sometimes it's kind of a complicated topic, but sometimes like there's like racism within certain queer communities.
Yeah.
But that's not like everything.
Yeah.
So generally speaking, really accepted. Outside of the community, it really depends on the situation and the circumstance. Like I think I'm lucky to have a family that's really supportive and accepting, but not everyone has that. And then there's the added like unfamiliarity with new environments and not sure if like you'll be accepted or if certain things are like okay or not, and so having to constantly be aware of yourself in relation to others.
So would you take that as a valuable life lesson as well?
Valuable life lesson.
Like just learning to be aware of how you are in relation to others.
I mean, I would say it's valuable as in like I have to do it, and like sometimes like you worry about safety.
Yeah.
But I would also say like it would be better if we kind of, I guess like not that we didn't have self-awareness, but that you didn't have to be like constantly on alert, I guess. Like if you could just kind of go around and exist and not have to worry about like how people are going to react or what people are going to say based on how you're dressed or talking or things like this. Yeah, I don't know.
Where do you feel the most disconnected?
Disconnected? Disconnected.
Like you mentioned, race sometimes plays a part in it.
Yeah, sometimes that can, but I would say that I don't feel like disconnected there. I think that's more like others that don't realize that like, or have some weird hang-ups and aren't as inclusive as they can be.
I get you.
But disconnected. Honestly, I would say like sometimes like externally, if that makes sense, like there are people that aren't part of the community that are really accepting and cool, but there are also people that aren't, and so sometimes you can feel like disconnected from I guess like your humanity sometimes, like if people are like not cool about stuff and say certain things, or it kind of makes you feel like people don't care or don't understand, and it can be kind of frustrating because I think it's kind of simple and not that complicated. But
it can be pretty embarrassing at times, and you're like, this is my humanity you're talking about.
Yep.
Do you feel in a part, like a segue kind of, do you feel is that kind of a certain level of intimacy that's almost invasive for you?
Invasive for like people to like.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a little bit, specifically like, because people can be really judgmental, right? And like judgmental about these, this thing that's not.
Yeah.
That strange or whatever,
Right.
but like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard to describe, but
Yeah.
a little bit invasive, yeah.
Where do you feel most at peace within the queer community?
I think going back to one of those first few questions, like, with those like me, and also just knowing who I am. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, people can say this and do this, but I got a lot of people that I really care about and love that, are also part of this community and who have my back. And I guess having had to work through a lot of things and struggle to get to the point where I like understand myself, and so like I think being at that point where I do is kind of like I'm cool with that, you know?
Yeah, just kind of finding peace within yourself is that's cool.
Yeah, like I'm okay. Doesn't matter what other people think.
Yeah, and do you feel responsible to this community at all?
Responsible, like for actions or things?
Representation matters.
Representation.
Yeah.
I would say, yeah, kind of. I mean, there are plenty of experiences that aren't mine, right? That are part of like the queer community. But that isn't like, it's just that I have different experiences, right? And so someone having a different life experience or things isn't, I don't know. But like, responsible. I mean, I guess trying to like connect it to like representation is important to have like representation in general in media, but honestly not just in media, because I feel like that's just one of the first things. It's more important to kind of see that in real life and in I don't know, maybe like politics or people in positions where more people like, I don't know if that makes sense, but
that makes perfect sense. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for your time. And I think that's about all we have for